Hello viewers, this is Dr. Basu. Welcome to this new episode on my channel Stock Markets Made Easy or SMME for short. Thank you so much for encouraging me with your views and your watch time and occasional likes. I would request you to please consider subscribing to my channel to keep motivating me to bring new informative videos for you every now and then. Do consider giving a thumbs up or a like at the end of your watch time, sharing the content of my videos with the ones you care for, and leaving a comment so that I can reply on a one-on-one basis to develop a more personal relationship with you. In our journey towards financial literacy and creating wealth in the long run through the stock markets, I have decided to reduce the length of my videos so that the attention span may be kept throughout the video and you may learn what I am trying to put across. In my efforts to make you understand the importance and relevance of stock markets mindset, which is a term which I have coined for pure logic guided financial investments in stocks of companies of good repute or value. I started my videos basically by making you understand how it is possible to identify good companies by looking around what you already have in your houses, and when you step out of your houses, what you come across when you walk or drive on the roads. So the first part, or the things that we normally use inside our houses, has been more or less explained quite clearly in the earlier videos. This will be a continuation, and now that I come to think of it, a few videos now shall be in continuation of this video to make the concept clearer and enable you to imbibe whatever little you can from my videos and use that knowledge or information to make solid or sound investments. So when I will be talking basically about Kolkata, what you can do is you can always leave a comment with your city, town or village of residence and tell me whether my observations match yours. If not, what new have you come across? What is different from your city or town or village from that of Kolkata? So let us talk about two-wheelers first. On the roads, the first thing that greets us on Kolkata or in Kolkata is two-wheelers all around. They are simply ubiquitous. You come across a two-wheeler in every lane, by-lane, high road, everywhere, highways, whatever. So in that, the first part has already been explained, that you try to make a mental note of which companies, motorcycles or scooters or scooties you principally come across, and then write down on a piece of paper the percentage, the relative percentage of the various companies that manufacture these two-wheelers. If you feel that you come across Bajaj motorcycles or scooters or scooties the most, you write down number 1 Bajaj. If you feel Honda follows next, write number 2 Honda. Then you read up on the net regarding the percentage actually as per Google all over India and see whether your list tallies with that. If it does not, you can always modify your list and then think that way. Once you have a list of say 4 or 5 companies, the sequence may differ. You can read up on these companies on the internet and any other material that you come across. You may subscribe to financial newspapers. You may read books available by experts to understand which of these companies is worth investing. And then you may go ahead in the stock market when the time is right. First, we shall talk about how to identify the companies. Now, when to buy into a company is another huge topic which will be covered equally gradually over a series of videos so that you can grasp the concept well. Well, regarding two-wheelers, the first thing is which company manufactures the largest number of two-wheelers as per your observation on the roads, and I'm talking about normal motorcycles which are run on petrol, which run on petrol. Next is what change are you observing in this system? One needs to be very vigilant. You will find that the number of electric vehicles, like mainly in the scooty segment, electric motorcycles are not quite a rarity these days. I don't think whether there is still any company. I'm not aware. You can tell me in the comments if there is, or you have seen one for yourself on Indian streets. So we'll let go of that, but electric scooties are becoming more and more common with every passing day. This should strike you. Now, when the first electric scooty rolled out, if you were to read up on the company which manufactured those, and then you may have come up with the information that this company is not listed on the markets. So, even if you wanted to buy a share on the stock markets, Indian stock markets, it would not have been possible. But the thing is, when you notice a change like this, keep that item on your radar. Write it down on a separate part. Label that part futuristic companies or futuristic concepts and write down the name of that company. Who knows? If you keep your eyes, ears open, you will soon come across the news that that company has become listed. The best way to get maximum gains out of investing in stocks in the stock market is to buy a company at the lowest level possible and to exit it at the highest level possible. The difference will be your gain. So, while this is, as I have already said, and I will keep on saying, it is a very easy concept, it is very easy to understand, it is very easy to preach, but very difficult to practice because we human beings are guided by emotions and our psychology often plays havoc on our financial decisions. So that will be another topic on which I shall be elaborating through a series of videos because that is very, very important. When you talk about pure logic guiding you towards your investments, that plays a very, very important role. So in the two-wheeler segment, this is another change which has come about. You can see two-wheelers which have green number plates for which you don't need a license to ride. And then if you start thinking, first is which company manufactures this, which is the company which makes the most of these percentage-wise, which comes second. Just like for the petrol-run motorcycles or scooters, you make a list of companies which are producing or manufacturing these scooties which run on electricity or rechargeable batteries. Now the third part is when you come across a new concept, start reading up on it to understand the relevance of this new concept going forwards. That is because when you put in money in a stock, however well you may have read up on the past of the company or however well the company may be performing at the time when you are actually buying into its stock, what really matters to you as an investor is how will it perform going forwards? Will the product still be relevant? Will the demand keep on increasing? If the demand keeps on increasing for that particular product, it would be a very wise investment because going forward your money may increase manifold. You may create wealth beyond your expectations. So once you read up on it, you will definitely understand that the world over is moving towards green energy because, as I had said earlier, sources of energy which are exhaustible, which may be exhausted and which cannot be replenished need to be conserved for the future generations. And also because usually by using those sources, we fill up the atmosphere with carbon dioxide, which is very harmful, and we need to bring down the carbon footprint. This is the pledge the world has taken. The world has united over this. There have been various meetings. and the world as a whole is trying to move towards green energy. Firstly, because green energy should be cheaper, green energy should make the world a better place to live in, green energy should enable us to leave the exhaustible sources of energy for the next generation to use if they really feel it is required, and green energy is the way to go about everything, because you need to come up with new concepts. That is also there. Just an old concept carried forward year after year does not really augur well in terms of scientific achievement. Science has to be alive. Science must make its presence felt through change brought about, positive change that is brought about with the help of science and scientists and researchers. So that is very important. So once we understand this concept, next is whenever this applies to all vehicles. We are talking about two-wheelers mainly in this video. So when you see a two-wheeler, it is not only about the manufacturing of the two-wheeler as a whole. There are several components of a two-wheeler, and it is not essential. I have to take a few names. These are never going to be buy, sell or hold recommendations. I will not do that. I am not a SEBI registered advisor. I am incapable of doing that. But unless I take a few names as examples, it will be difficult for you to understand the concept which I am trying to put forward. So suppose you feel that TVS Motors is a very good company. There are several people riding motorcycles or scooters manufactured by TVS. So I should go into TVS. You have read up on TVS. Tell me, do you believe TVS will manufacture on its own everything that is required in the motorcycle that finally the showroom will hand over to you in exchange for your money? No. There will be other companies. A company which will manufacture the tires on which your motorcycle will run. There will be a company which will manufacture the battery without which your motorcycle will not run. There will be a company which will provide the fuel for the motorcycle to run once you have bought it. There will be a company which will manufacture all kinds of wires required for a motorcycle to function. There are several other components. I have named just a few. When you start thinking with the stock market mindset, you will think about the companies that manufacture these components. If the sales of TVS keep soaring, if the demand for TVS motorcycles keeps on increasing, the companies from which TVS buys or sources these components, it will naturally provide bigger, fatter order books to those companies as well. So those companies are also going to do well along with TVS as they travel this journey together. So this is very important. It applies to all companies. If a company is selling something which is a complete product, it will be made up of components which may more often than not be sourced from other companies. Usually these other companies are priced lower than the main company which comes to the forefront, say TVS. So it may be easier for you to buy stocks of those companies. Read up on them, read up on the financials, read up on the management, and then decide whether to put your money in these stocks. Next we come to two-wheelers. But as I have said at the very outset, I shall not make this video any longer. This is just to give an idea about what is going to come in the video after this. In that, we shall talk about four-wheelers. Thank you so much for your attention and time. Thank you so much for showering my videos with love. Please consider subscribing.